You back out of a parking space. The wheel turns, and a sharp crunch echoes through the cabin. It's not a normal bump. It's not the usual pothole thud your car has learned to ignore. This sound is brittle, papery, like something hollow about to split. You glance in the side mirror and catch a glimpse of clear plastic wedged against your front tire. It's just a bottle. Harmless, common, the sort of trash you've driven past 1,000 times. Your first instinct is simple. Stop, pop the door, flick it away, and get on with your day. But here's the question that keeps a lot of drivers up at night. What if that harmless bottle isn't a coincidence? What if someone placed it there? What if they're waiting for you to open the door, step out, and give them those 3 seconds they need? You don't see anyone. The lot is quiet. The sun is bright. It all feels silly. Yet a nagging thought won't let go. The world rewards caution and punishes convenience. And this little piece of plastic is daring you to pick convenience. Every year, certain warnings return like clockwork. Some are real, some are rumors, some are a strange mix of both, because fear travels faster than facts. The bottle on the tire story is one of those warnings that refuse to fade. You scroll your feed and there it is again, a dashboard video, a shaky phone clip, a voiceover whispering. If you see this, do not get out. The thumbnail grabs your eye, the caption promises a hack, and the comments are a firestorm of "this happened to my cousin," and "share to save a life." Is every story verified? Not always, but that's not the point. The point is what the pattern reveals about how distractions work. Thieves do not need to be geniuses. They don't need high-tech gadgets. They need your attention for 3 seconds. They need you to abandon the driver's seat and give up control of your environment. A plastic bottle is perfect for that. It's cheap, it's noisier than it looks, and it's just oddly placed enough to trigger curiosity. The rumor sticks because it feels plausible. Think about your daily routine. You're already juggling a podcast, a text, a schedule, a mental grocery list. A crisp crunch is disruptive enough to cut through the noise. You're halfway into a turn, wheels at an angle, shoulders tense. You're committed to action, but unsure of what's happening. The brain hates uncertainty. It will do almost anything to get rid of it. Step out and you get closure. Stay inside and the question lingers. That's the trap, not the bottle. The question. That's why the story spreads so easily. It lets people imagine they're the smart ones now, the ones who won't get caught off guard. It becomes a badge of awareness. People share it to protect others, but also to protect themselves. The more it spreads, the more it lives. Here's the deeper layer. Even when specific incidents aren't confirmed, the logic is sound enough to respect. Many thefts and grab-and-run crimes don't unfold like movies. They unfold like everyday mistakes. A bag left on the passenger seat. An engine left running just for a second. A door left unlocked while you quickly check a noise. So when you see the bottle clip again and roll your eyes, don't dismiss the core lesson. Criminals don't need certainty to make a move. They need your routine. They need your reflex. And a tiny, crunchy, ordinary object can be enough to push that reflex into the open. But the viral pattern alone doesn't tell the whole story. If you want to protect yourself, you need to understand where this warning came from, why it keeps resurfacing, and what parts of it are more myth than reality. That's where the next piece fits in. Every legend starts with a seed. Sometimes it's a real incident that gets retold. Sometimes it's a hypothetical scenario that feels so believable. People treat it as if it already happened. Over time, the details morph, locations change. Names shift, the beats stay the same. In the case of the bottle tactic, the origin stories trace through community pages, neighborhood watch posts, and forwarded messages that begin with, "A friend of a friend just saw this." No one wants to be the person who ignored a warning and paid the price. So people hit share. They add a personal note. They use urgent language to wake up the next person in line. That's how fear travels. Word of mouth, made faster by algorithms. But behind the forward button is a sincere desire to look out for each other. That's important. Most people aren't trying to mislead. They're trying to care. And caring sometimes gets messy on the internet. One post becomes 10. 10 become 100. Before long, the story is everywhere. It's on radio segments and morning shows. It's on your group chat with your family. It's in your building's elevator conversation. The legend is now part of the culture. That doesn't make it false. It makes it sticky. So what do you do with a sticky warning? You don't swing to extremes. You don't mock it. You don't panic. You treat it like a fire drill. You walk through the steps. You ask what's the harm in healthy caution. You refine the advice so it doesn't waste energy. You accept that whether or not a specific bottle incident is confirmed in your city, the broader principle remains. Criminals test boundaries. They watch habits. If a tactic creates a clean opening, even if it's rare, it can be worth planning around. Imagine a crowded lot outside a mall. Cars drift in and out. People walk with bags and coffees. Someone crouches near a parked car's front tire, pretends to tie a shoelace, and tucks an empty bottle into the gap between the tire and the plastic liner. The bottle sits there, patient, quiet, invisible from the driver's seat. 10 minutes later, the owner returns, unlocks, starts the engine, and reverses. The wheel turns. Crunch. Not a gentle crunch either. The kind that sounds wrong. The kind that grabs your spine. The bottle flexes and pops, making a sound big enough to trigger a small alarm in your brain. You can feel it through your hands because the steering wheel is a megaphone for everything your tires touch. Your brain fires a simple command. Stop, get out, inspect. If someone's watching, this is their moment. They don't have to run at you. They don't have to break a window. They let your reflex open the door. Maybe your bag is on the passenger seat. Maybe the key fob is in the cup holder. Maybe the engine is still running. One person approaches from the blind side, snatches what's visible, and melts away into the wake of a passing SUV. In the worst case, if you step away from the driver's seat, a second person can slide in, drop it and drive, and be gone before your brain has even named the emotion you feel. Notice the ingredients. None of them require complicated tools. The strategy relies more on human nature than on gadgets. Curiosity, urgency, the need to resolve a sudden noise, the desire to fix a small problem right now. That's why the bottle tactic reads as credible even to skeptics. It weaponizes everyday behavior. It's the same reason people warn about shirts placed under wipers, or zip ties on side mirrors, or coins in door handles. Whether every version is real or not, the psychology is the same. Prime the target with a confusing clue, then wait for them to expose themselves. But here's the empowering part. Psychology works both ways. The same brain that reaches for the door can be trained to pause. The same reflex that reacts can be rewired to assess. Once you know how the setup is supposed to unfold, you can break the script. You can keep moving. You can choose visibility over vulnerability. You can flip the advantage, because the only thing that makes the bottle trick dangerous is your cooperation. Refuse to play, and the whole thing collapses. The bottle is a prop. The real play is distraction. Thieves don't need you terrified. They need you preoccupied. Picture the environments where these tactics thrive. Big box parking lots, late-night gas stations, side streets with poor lighting, crowded event overflow areas, places where you feel, between tasks, your attention is split. You're thinking about the next thing, not the current moment. That's the opening. Even if the bottle warning is rare, distraction-based theft is not. It's massive. It can be as simple as a tap on your window, a question about your bumper, or a flyer tucked under your wiper that makes you step out. You can't ban questions. You can't ban flyers. You can control your habits. Start with the basics. Keep your bag out of visible sidelines. Don't leave the engine running while you just check something. Lock the doors the instant you're inside. Before you settle in, make it muscle memory. If you always lock first, the rest of your setup can be slow and calm. If you only lock once you feel unsafe, you're already behind. Keep your head on a swivel without broadcasting paranoia. You're not trying to look tough. You're making your car a harder target than the 1-2 space is over. Most criminals are not looking for a challenge. They're looking for the lowest friction choice. If you're alert, they drift away. Not because you scared them, but because they're fishing in a crowded pond and you didn't bite. Another piece many people miss: distance is safety. You don't need to stop where the sound happens. You can roll forward to a better place, toward the lights, toward the store entrance, toward the gas pump area, toward the security camera. You can drive straight to a police precinct's public lot if it's near. The bottle, if there is one, won't sprout legs and vanish. It can wait. Your priority is the environment, not the object. A safe environment gives you time to think. A bad environment steals that time. And finally, posture matters, not body posture, behavioral posture. When you move with intention, you take control of the tempo. Even if you decide to stop, decide where. Even if you decide to exit, decide when. Don't let an unknown noise schedule your next 5 seconds. Practice acting on your plan, not on a stranger's cue. That's the skilled criminals. Hope you never learn. When someone waves away the story, resist the urge to argue. You're not trying to win a comment war. You're trying to stay safe in messy reality. The helpful filter is this: does the habit improve my security in multiple scenarios? If yes, adopt it. If not, drop it. Getting into the habit of moving to a better lit area before getting out? Good across the board. Locking up the second you sit down? Good across the board. Keeping valuables out of the front seat? Good across the board. Calling non-emergency lines when you notice patterns in your neighborhood? Good across the board. None of these depend on whether a stranger's story was perfectly accurate. They depend on whether you respect how fast a quiet moment can turn. Let's say it happens tomorrow. You start the car. Crunch. Your stomach tightens. You feel heat rise in your neck. That's normal. Your body is doing the math. You have one job. Make the next decision on your terms. Here's a calm, simple plan you can run without thinking. First, move. Not fast, not dramatic. Just roll to a better spot, a brighter aisle, closer to the entrance, near a camera, near people. You're not fleeing. You're choosing a stronger position. Second, lock. Even if you're just creeping forward, keep the doors locked. That one click turns your car from an open room into a controlled space. Third, breathe and scan. Mirrors, surroundings, anyone pacing your movement, anyone approaching from a blind side, anyone angling toward your passenger door. You're not trying to label strangers as threats. You're letting your awareness catch up to your body. Fourth, decide whether you must exit now. If you can drive a short distance to a service station or police parking lot, do that. If not, you can still control the exit. Turn the engine off. Take the key with you. Keep your phone in your pocket. Step out with your spine straight and your head up. Circle toward the front of the car so you keep the cabin in your periphery. If you see a bottle, great. You've identified the noise. If you don't, that's fine. You still made a safe choice. If you sense anything off, someone hovering, a vehicle idling too close, a person trying to engage you from your blind side, get back in, lock up, and drive away. You don't owe a debate to a stranger in a parking lot. You don't owe politeness to confusion. Your safety comes first. If you feel the situation needs a report, call local non-emergency or 911 if you believe you're in immediate danger. Mention the location, the time, the vehicle description, and any detail that would help patrol units decide how to respond. Could you handle the bottle yourself? Sure, but ask a better question. What's the upside of touching a suspicious object when you're alone and exposed? There isn't one. There's only a chance to prove you're unfazed. That's not a prize you need. Keep your pride. Keep your stuff. Keep your car. Let caution win. Let the bottle be someone else's lesson in an empty lot at noon with 3 friends around. You've got places to be. High retention attention on YouTube loves a twist, but real life rewards routine. The best defense is not a dramatic move. It's a series of tiny habits that feel almost too simple to mention. Put them together and you become the least attractive target in a zone of 10 cars. First habit, lock as you sit. Don't wait. The thumb movement is free and instant. Second, bag discipline. If you carry a purse, backpack, or a laptop, drop it behind your seat or in the trunk before you park. Don't set it in the passenger seat even for a second. Third, glance and go. As you approach your car, scan the ground by the front passenger tire and the driver's side mirror. You're not staging a patrol. You're noticing anything out of place before you commit to getting in. Fourth habit, engine respect. If you exit the car, kill the engine and take the key, even if you're moving 5 steps to flick away a branch. The number of "I was gone 10 seconds" stories is endless. Fifth, the safe stop. If anything feels off after you start moving, relocate to a better patch of real estate before you exit. Sixth, don't signal uncertainty with your body. If you look lost, you become a magnet for all kinds of interruptions. Move like you know what you're doing even when you're still thinking. Confidence is a deterrent, not swagger, not bluster, just clear, decisive movements. Consider some light tech. 2. A dash cam won't block a grab and go, but it will give you evidence if something happens. Many modern cars let you enable walk-away auto-lock. Turn it on. If your car has a lock when shifting out of park option, use it. Disable passive entry if it makes sense for your routine. A small, bright flashlight in the cup holder is cheap and changes the game in dim garages. None of these are heroic. None of them depend on rumors being true. They're simply good habits that make you less profitable to target. Thieves don't hunt for brave people. They hunt for easy moments. Your habits erase those easy moments before they start. Now imagine these small choices activated across your social circle. Your friends learn them. Your family runs them without thinking. Overnight, your local lots become less inviting to opportunists who rely on distraction. That's how safety spreads quietly, through repetition, not with panic, but with intention. Let's zoom out. The bottle on the tire warning sits in a long line of marker scares, zip ties on mirrors, coins jammed in door handles, notes under wipers, shirts on windshields, chalk marks on curbs. Some are documented, some are loose rumors. All of them evolve because they tap into a basic human loop. Curiosity mixed with fear. We want to believe there's a code to decode. We want to be the person who spots the sign, realizes the pattern, and dodges the trap. It's the hero fantasy scaled down to a parking lot. It feels achievable, it feels smart, and it's easy to share. That combination is algorithm catnip. The problem is that fear without guidance just cycles. It burns energy and returns nothing. So here's how to flip it. When you share steps, not panic. When you talk to your family, give them a plan, not just a scary story. When you see a rumor, don't dunk on the people repeating it. Offer the boring habits that make the rumor less relevant in the first place. Panic says, everything is dangerous. Wisdom says, here's how to be ready. Panic is vague. Wisdom is practical. Also recognize how attention works. Headlines reward extremes. Confirm or fake get clicks. The truth is often between. A tactic can be rare and still worth planning for. A story can be exaggerated and still point to a useful behavior. You can live in that middle without losing clarity. That's your edge. It keeps you calm. It keeps you credible. And people listen to credible voices longer than they listen to screams. One more piece. Safety is contagious, but so is bravado. If your circle jokes about caution, it becomes hard to practice it without feeling silly. But here's the secret. Confident people love controllable advantages. Caution is a controllable advantage. It saves money. It saves time. It reduces headaches. It keeps your day on track. That's why pro drivers rehearse emergency routines and why travelers plan routes out of unfamiliar lots. It's not because they're scared. It's because they play the odds and they like winning. So the next time the bottle story scrolls across your screen, treat it like a reminder, not a cliffhanger. It's not there to make you anxious. It's there to nudge your habits back into alignment. And if you want to turn a viral rumor into something useful, teach someone the move first plan. Teach them to lock first, to relocate to light, to keep their valuables invisible, to listen to their instincts without letting those instincts run the show. That's how you beat distractions, not with more fear, with better defaults.